Hi guys, and aloha. Aloha from Maui, mahalo. Please hop. We're so happy, first of all, to have you here. As anything else, this is a little technologically challenged due to Wi-Fi, but thank you so much for being on. If you got on a minute ago, thanks for hopping back on. My name is Mindy Lawhorn. I get to start this group off. First of all, let me tell you why we're here, and then let me tell you what to expect. First of all, we're all in Maui together. Check out these girls behind me. Hey! We have become friends because of this business. We have so many, of the same values and similar mindsets that we've become close. We're here because, number one, we like each other. But number two, this business has allowed us the opportunity to take a vacation like this, and not just a bunch of girls meeting in Maui. Our entire families are here, and some of our kids even brought friends. I mean, this is such a joy, but none of it really would have been possible if we hadn't tried something that, number one, we were all a little skeptical about, we were all a little uncomfortable with, but we're coming today to not only share our stories, but to tell you this opportunity can be amazing. Even if you maybe just want to tippy toe and touch your toe in the water with it, cool. Or if you want to run with it like we have, we want to share some information with you. So real quickly, what's about to happen is we're each going to talk a little bit, tell you our stories, tell you some specific points about coaching, what it can be, what we have to offer you, in addition to how it can be just the beginning and you can go as slow or as quickly as you want. Without further ado, I'm going to get this party started. I'm going to bring my girl Molly Richards in. She's going to talk to you for a little bit, and then we're going to kind of pass the mic. So aloha and mahalo.
Aloha, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. What a blessing to be surrounded by some of my favorite friends, and in Maui of all places, which is such a dream come true. And speaking of dreams come true, this life that we are living is seriously that for us right now. Like, it makes me want to cry when I talk about what Beachbody has done for me and how this all even came to be. So I'm just going to share a little bit of my story with you today. My name is Molly Richards. I'm from Huntington Beach, California, if we don't know each other yet. About 11 years ago, I was about 35 pounds heavier. I had gained 65 pounds each time I was pregnant. I have 2 kids. And I was depressed. I don't even, like, people who know me now are like, you were depressed, you were sad, you weren't the energetic, bubbly person that you are. No. And that weight that was on my body was weighing on my heart heavily. And it makes me want to cry. So I don't know if you've ever been through this, but when you feel bad about yourself, everything else is affected. And thankfully, I found fitness. And my life is not all about fitness, but fitness is my witness. It changed me. And I lost about 20 pounds, and it was amazing. But when I was depressed, I was not a very good mom. I was not a very good wife. I'll be honest, my marriage suffered. Because, it's like they say, when you have a happy wife, you have a happy life. I was not a nice wife, and I was kind of a mess. And I didn't know what to do. I lost my mojo, is what I say. So fitness was my witness. I lost the weight. That was amazing. But I didn't know. Anyway, I get emotional talking about it. So I don't know if you've ever suffered with, weight. It's tough. But I was a stay-at-home mom. And I, in my heart and in my head, knew one day I needed to do something else other than be mom. I loved it. It was super fulfilling. But I went to college, and I was like, there's got to be something more. Eventually, maybe I'll find it. But my husband and I had a goal for me to stay home and raise our 2 kids, always, until they went away, all the way through school, because I'm one of 9 kids. My mom worked like 3 jobs to make ends meet. She was never home. And so I knew I didn't want that for my family. But I stayed home with my kids. We struggled financially. We racked up a lot of debt. And we had big dreams for our kids too. We wanted to put them through college, buy them cars, go on vacations like this one day. That was a dream, but we just kept plugging along. Kevin worked, 60 hours a week trying to help us live the life we wanted to live. So a little bit later, Kevin lost his job. And that was the moment where I literally was like, what do we do? What do we do? This is crazy. I haven't worked in years. And he said, Molly, maybe you can go back to work. Let's talk about this. And I did work when Kaylee was a little girl, when she was a little tiny baby actually, and all of a sudden I had this moment where I started bawling. And I was sobbing because I remember the days dropping her off at someone's house to watch her while I went to work, crying all the way to work, working in a cubicle with negative people at a job that paid me nothing, that did not do anything for my soul, my heart, or anything. And I'd come home and put Kaylee to bed. So I missed so much of her years. It sucked. And God knows what's up, because during that time, someone approached me and said, you should become a Beachbody coach. You've lost all this weight with Turbo, and you're already showing people what can be done. And I said, me? I don't do gimmicky crap. I don't sell stuff. I'm not a salesperson, and I don't want to take time from my family. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm not a techie person. Like, everything rushed through my head of why I couldn't do it. I prayed. That's what I do. That's what we do. And we think about the vision we want for our lives, for our families. And that helped me get rid of every doubt and every fear. And I said, why not? What the heck? If I don't do it, I'm going to stay the same. If I don't do it, I'm going to go to this job that I hate. And might become the person that I was 11 years ago. I didn't want that. I didn't want that for my family or my husband. And so I jumped and I did it. And I'm so thankful. I found out that it's not about sales. Praise God. It's about helping people. And it's about becoming the best version of us. So I did it, and my life has changed. We paid off all of our bills. We paid cash for our daughter to go to college. We are living in the house of our dreams. We go on trips like this that we dreamed about, trips that our parents took us on, or, we couldn't take us on, and trips that we promised our kids we would do. We're doing it now. We're living this life because I made the decision to say, I'm not just going to do what everyone else is, doing, and I don't care if everyone thinks I'm crazy for doing it. Yeah. I'm going to do it because this could be amazing. I remember thinking to myself, if I give this 1 year, and I plug into the systems that my coach told me to do, and I really believed in myself and just went for it no matter what, that everything that I wanted to happen would happen, and it has. And I continue to do this. I will never stop doing this because I believe in it. It has become my passion and my purpose, and it might become yours. And it's crazy though. Like, Kevin and I look at each other sometimes and think, is this for real? Is this really our life? It really is. Beachbody is not a gimmick. It is legit. I call it the trifecta of everything: health, fitness, coaching, everything. And if I can do this, you can do this. I have no secret powers. I try to pretend I do sometimes. I try. Even if I put on that Superwoman costume, I don't. But what I do is I have a heart for helping others and for becoming the best version of me for myself, for my family, for my future, for my team. And Beachbody is a huge blessing. It could bless your life as well, and I hope it does, because it is amazing. All right, so I'm going to pass it on now to my girl Janelle, and she's going to share a lot of awesome stuff with you.
That was awesome. I don't know about you guys, but that was just so heartfelt, and there's so much of Maui's story that I can relate to. I'm Janelle Summers, you guys, and before this business came, was introduced to me, I was working full-time, and I was working a lot of hours. I don't want to cry. I was working a lot of hours, and my husband was working a lot of hours, and we have a son, and we just thought that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, this is the way things are when you're an adult. You work your butt off, you work around the clock, and you don't have a lot of time for a family. You don't have a lot of time for eating healthy and working out. We still did. I mean, we still did the best we could. My husband and I, love fitness, but it was just very difficult, and we did okay financially with both of us working a lot of hours and in our careers. But, when something came up, like a vet bill or a doctor bill or something, or, wanting to go on vacation, we just couldn't do it. And that's what would set us back every time. And it was just very stressful. But I really had convinced myself that that's just the way life is. Like, just get used to it, because I'm the type of person where I just thought, you go to college, you get your degree, and you go to work. And I had always wanted something bigger. Like, I always felt like something was missing. I always felt like I could be doing something that I was more passionate about. And so, I really did, look into a few different options with fitness, and nothing was going to provide me with the kind of income that I was making. So it was always going to be too much of a pay cut, take up too much of an investment, or too many hours. So there was nothing that I felt I could do until this business came along. And so once I discovered this business and really started researching it and figuring out what it was all about, I realized, okay, I can do this. Because one thing I realized is that with this business, you can make it your own. You can use your own style. So I had seen other Beachbody coaches, and to be honest, you guys, and I don't mean to offend anyone, but there were some things that I was seeing that I was like, I don't know if I would do that way, or that doesn't really fit me, because I'm an introvert, I'm a homebody, and I don't feel like my life is that interesting, and I was like, I don't know if I really fit that mold. So that was my thing, and once I did some research on this, I realized this is the type of business, you make it your own. You make it your own style, and you attract like-minded people. So no matter what your background is, or what your history is, or what your style is, or what your skills are, no matter what, you will attract like-minded people. There are people that need to hear your message, whatever your message may be, and your story, whatever your story may be. So I created systems so that I could make this fit into my life, and make it fit my style, and make it fit my schedule. I knew that I didn't want something where I'd have to be, putting in hours in the evening, because I knew I needed to be helping my son with his homework, and be present for dinner, and just be there in the evening. And so I created systems with this business where and we all have, where anyone can do this, and you can do it on your own time, at your own pace, and in your own way, with your own style and your own approach. And we've all found ways to do it so it's not salesy, it's not icky. I mean, you can check out our Instagram feeds or our social media feeds, and we've just figured out a way to make this really cool. And we teach you all of that. That's the great thing. We plug you into all of that. So I was not even on social media when I started this business. So this is something that I've learned, and I've learned how to teach others how to do that. And we all have done that. And so we make it so that it's just a step-by-step process. So if you were to join, then you're given the steps of what to do first, what to do next, with trainings, so that you have that solid foundation. And it's not a race. It's about building a solid foundation in your business so that you can approach this business long-term and have a successful, thriving business at any level that you will. At any level that you want. So if you want to take this big, or you just want it to be something real small on the side and not much of anything, you can do that. Like, we're cool with that. You can do with this whatever you want. It's your business. But we plug you in. So we're there to either walk with you or run with you, whatever that may be. So I think that was it. But let me know if I missed anything. We've got Christine over here, and she's going to fill us in on some more info.
Yeah. Hey guys, my name's Christine, and I'm short, so I think I have to stand on my tippy toes. So I'm going to get a calf workout while I talk. So I'm from Dallas, Texas, and when I initially looked into this business, I actually wasn't looking for this as a way to save me or to get rich business. I pretty much have been a workaholic forever because I grew up really poor, my youngest of 4 girls, government assistance, and so when I pretty much as an adult, all I would do is constantly just work and do multiple jobs to really try to find a way to just be safe and to not have to put myself on a ton of credit and to be in debt and to be on government assistance. And so when I started, I was 5 months pregnant with my second child. I already had a 1.5-year-old son. And my husband, we had been together, I think, around 6 or 7 times together. 6 or 7 years together. And in that course of the time, he was already laid off twice. So he's in the IT business, and that was such a volatile business. But in the course of the time of him and I being together for about 6 or 7 years, he was already laid off twice. So when I started, he was working in a different city. He had to work and be gone 12 hours a day. So it wasn't that I was looking for something to make me rich or to save our situation, because we were just comfortable, average. Yep, we had debt. We were living, pretty standard, I think, that a lot of people do. But I just was always trying to find an easier way to make our life better and to make my kids' lives better, and so that my kids could have a different life than I did when I was growing up, to be able to do vacations, because we never went on vacation. My first airplane ride was when I was 21 years old. And so that's where I was looking at for something. And when I was trying to figure out what can I do in life to really, own something for myself, to have more purpose, to feel like I'm contributing to my family, but also just to really, live out what I want to live out. And I really wanted to, open up my own gym. I really had this vision of opening up my own gym, my own studio. But then you really look at the cost of that and the overhead, and you have to put out hundreds of thousands of dollars to do that initially. Then the risk of your time and being there all the time, early in the morning to open up and late to close, covering people's shifts, getting people employed. It was just so much of a headache. I said, no, I don't even want to go that road. And I also considered doing a ton of personal training and setting up my own workout series and having my own thing. I really wanted to have my own thing that would be able to pay me money for something that I created. But again, the whole cost of that and the risk, there's really no strong ability for you to control the success of that. And so there was so much money that I was going to have to put out and so much time, and already being pregnant and already having a son, I didn't want to give up so much more time to building something brand new from the ground up that no one knew about, that I would have to educate people about. I didn't want to have to do that. And then I even considered going to college and putting that whole expense. I even enrolled in college, one of those ones where you study at home, and I spent thousands of dollars just to do that, but I didn't really follow through with that. And I just know that when you're trying to find out more for yourself and putting the whole expense of going to college, you're not going to make your money right away. You're going to put so much time and money out in the beginning that then you get a job, then you got to start working your butt off to be able to earn income, but you're still hitting a ceiling. So there was always a ceiling. And this really appealed to me because there is no ceiling. Your ability to grow, whatever you wanted to grow, is up to you. And that could be something super small, super simple, or if you want it to be really big, it can be. And that's why I looked at this as, this was definitely, right up my alley. It's up in fitness, which I love fitness, I love helping people, and that's what I was really passionate about. I really just, in my heart, will help people no matter if it was paying me or not. And that's why when you really look at this and the actual cost of joining as a coach was only $39.95. I was like, this has got to be crazy, because I know other people who are doing home businesses where they have to stockpile a ton of inventory, are spending so much money to be in that business, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do a business where I had to stock a lot of inventory and product and all that. And then this was only $39.95 to get started, and then you can be a coach and make limitless money, obviously building your own team and having commissions and all. But I was like, this is crazy. But I didn't really think about it for the money side. I looked at it more for, this is something I love to do and I'm passionate about, and it's giving me purpose and it's making me feel like I'm contributing. And that was really the key point. So really only being $39.95 to get started in this is no big deal. But we know that people who join this really have a strong commitment when they invest more in themselves. And the company thankfully has these discount bundle packs, kind of like when you get your cable and internet and all that. They do the same with this too. But we know in the company that when you combine your nutrition, your fitness, and then the coaching and support, the community, you join a tribe of other like-minded people. And that's where they have packaged together these super discounted packages that when you decide to join, you actually can get your coach joining fee waived, so you don't need to pay that $39.95, and you can actually apply that $39.95 towards the product that you would use, which would be a workout and maybe nutrition side of it all, whatever you're choosing. But that bundle challenge pack is strong for you to think about. Nonetheless, you can do it for $39.95, but we know that if you want to invest more in yourself and start off on a very strong foot, that is going to be your best choice. And we really wanted to help you with that. And so with that, for those of you who are joining, we're going to offer a $50 gift certificate to Amazon, each of us. So obviously, you're going to be choosing the person that invited you here to sign up with them. And when you decide to join, again, you can join for $39.95. But if you wanted to get that challenge pack, you're going to get the $39.95 waived free, but you'll get your challenge pack. The cheapest one starts at $140, so it's not even that expensive. I mean, think about it, you're going to already pay $40, so you just need $100 more. And we're each going to give you $50 gift certificate to the person that you're signing up with. Obviously, we're not giving everybody at all. Not everybody. But that's what we want to do. But here's the other greatest part is, because of joining with the person that invited you here, we all have our own great training systems. We're all alike in terms that we really want to support people and having success. And the systems that you'll plug into are going to help you move that needle forward and really start to achieve exactly what you're looking to achieve at your pace and how you want to build it. There is no one exact right way, but there's always a system and a template to follow. Yeah. And that's what you'll get. You'll be plugged into our private training groups and really have a great amount of support. And we wanted to, of course, reward those who are getting the challenge pack before Friday. So that's the thing. If you do decide to join before Friday and get a challenge pack, you'll get that $50 Amazon. But here's the other greatest part. We know that this is such an amazing opportunity, obviously, since we all chose it. And the greatest part about this whole company is they always offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, and that includes coaching. So if you do decide, you still have 30 days, as a safety, if you will, to, really decide if this is for you. But I definitely think that once you're involved in seeing the people that you're connected with and how much support and really what you can dream in your head, you're really going to see such an amazing life that you can create just from the beginnings that you'll be plugged into. And now I want to actually bring someone in who's going to share with you how this business has changed their life. So let's bring in Jen.
Yay! I'm going to be on my tippy toes too, because I'm also short. Did you guys forget about us short people? My name is Jen Delvo, for those that don't know me, and I'm going to share my story with you and how I got started. So when I think back to 7 years ago, before I signed up, where I was, it actually makes me really sad. I was overweight. I was lacking confidence. I wasn't living life to the fullest. Can anybody relate? Have you been there? That's who I was. And I remember one day, and I also remember, even I would walk into certain parties or gatherings where other people were, and I would be scared walking into those rooms. And I would think, what are these people thinking about me? Would I say the wrong things? I just did not feel comfortable in my own shoes. What a sad way to live, you guys, because we have one life, and that's not how anybody should live. So what happened was, shortly after just feeling that way, I found a picture of myself that somebody had just taken, and I wasn't in a lot of pictures back then because I was always the one taking pictures because I didn't want to be in the pictures. And I saw this picture of myself, and I literally almost cried. I couldn't believe that was me. I mean, I knew I wasn't feeling good. I knew I had put on some weight, but until I saw that picture, then I was like, holy cow, I need to make a change. So I did. I started working on my nutrition. I started eating healthier. I started working out. I started feeling better, losing weight. Every day I just started gaining more and more confidence and feeling better. And I finally became this person that I wanted to become. And at the same time, people started approaching me and they were asking me, what are you doing? You seem happier, you're losing weight. So my wheels started kind of turning because I signed up as a coach. When I first started losing weight initially, I signed up as a coach for the discount. But I said to my upline coach, Janelle, I was like, listen, I'm not working this business because I don't have a beach body. I live in Michigan and I was lacking confidence, like I said, so I had zero confidence, but I wanted to get healthier and I wanted to do it for a discount. So that's what I did. And there was no pressure, and that's what I did. And so then 6 months or a few months after I had signed up and I had lost weight, feeling better, people started approaching me, and I thought, maybe I could do this as a business. Maybe I can do this, because I knew at that point I wanted to help other people just like me that were in similar situations, lacking confidence, overweight, unhealthy, because that happens, guys. If you're not feeling good in your own shoes, you're not living life to the fullest. So I decided to push through, and I started working this business, and it's been incredible. For those of you that don't know, my husband has brain cancer. So we have now, because of this, been able to live our dreams to the fullest. Before this business, we would take vacations like once a year, and I think my dad paid for most of it, and we'd drive, we would save up for this trip. And now we take a trip like every other month. It's crazy what this can do. So you guys, it's the whole package. It's health, it's happiness, it's financial stability, and just living out your dreams to the fullest. So I'm going to pass this over to Mindy, and she is going to talk to you a little bit further about fear, because fear is a big thing that people have, and overcoming that fear and joining. So
yes, thank you, Jen. So that is actually one of my favorite topics, because I dealt with fear for years. I was too chubby, I was too nerdy, I was too dorky, I was always the girl picked last for dodgeball, if you know what that means. But it was one of those things like, why am I letting other people's words have an effect on my future? So when it comes to fear, I really love talking about this, because I too was scared. And I had already lost weight just kind of from figuring out my nutrition a little bit and working out, but what would people say about me? What would they think? How can I approach my husband when this is technically asking for money to start something that I have no idea if it will work? And I decided a couple of things in the beginning. Number one, speaking about money as far as it comes to husbands and stuff, I just really put pen to paper and said, we buy protein anyway, we buy these supplements anyway, and we buy them like a GNC and for full price. And as a matter of fact, I'm not even 100% sure we know exactly, what's all in these. And so I began, first of all, praying about it. That is actually where I started. Then I said, hey, honey, we can save a little bit of money by buying protein from here rather than from the store where we're getting it. So that initial cost got rid of that fear because it made sense. Now, as I started sort of working the business, I had to make some decisions. And this is kind of where the accountability and the support of all these girls behind me and, of course, within our teams helps, because when people have fear, many times it's just because they allow other words that people have said or thoughts to kind of infiltrate what they believe in their actions. And the truth with fear is it's fear of the unknown. And most of the time when people say things to us or about us, it's because of their own fear and it's because of their own lack of belief. And what this business has taught me is that, number one, those are all lies. And that, number two, I am really made for greatness, and you are made fearfully and wonderfully for greatness. And it's part of kind of your purpose to go through and figure out who you are designed to be. And this business, yes, it was $40 to sign up. And yes, I wanted the challenge pack. And yes, I work out and we drink this shake that we love and it's all part of our life. But I finally said, no, I'm not going to believe your words. I'm not going to crater to fear anymore, because there's something special about me. No, I'm not that athletic. No, maybe I don't know that much about business 8 years ago, but I can learn. And if I will just let my will outrun my talent, I'm going to crush. And that's what God allowed us to do with this business, because honestly, talent is overrated, because will beat talent any day as long as we work. So I just want to lovingly say, I conquered those fears. Number one, I put pen to paper, I prayed, but also I realized that the words that come out of people's mouths are because of their own personal fear, not because you're not worthy, not because you're not smart enough, and not because you can't do this. It may be the actual opposite, because you are becoming different, you are changing. And I know that's like all kind of big and lofty, but that's what this business has done. And it's not that I think I'm better than anything or anyone. I just know that I have purpose. And I know that if I will speak truth and keep going forward in this business, it's going to continue to grow. And I could so second everything all these girls have said. The thing that I guess means the biggest deal to me in this business is, yes, we paid off debt. Yes, my kids go to the school we wanted them to go, but we could never afford even 5 years ago. We live in our dream home. We bought a pool for cash. Now that sounds really dumb, but we just wanted to save and save and save and see if we could be disciplined enough to do that. Not only has this business taught us to get away from fear, it's helped us with discipline and accountability, but this time that we now have that we didn't have before is what I run for every day. I want time with my boys. I want time with my husband, and I want time with these people. And that, I believe, has taught me, or one of the biggest things this business has taught me. So I just want to speak to that. If you're like, gosh, I'm scared and I'm afraid, here's the biggest thing I can say to you is, fear is the only thing that can keep you from that next step, from figuring out your true purpose and allowing this business to take it to the next level and for you to live a life that you were probably designed to live. So I say that out of love completely, because I know that's like, ooh, God, you're talking big talk. But it's what's happened, and it's now, I'm not afraid to talk to you about that anymore. I'm not afraid to tell these girls what I believe and what I feel, because that's what this business has taught me. And I'm not allowing anybody else's words now to determine my future. So, like, that's something really cool. Yeah. Janelle, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, I just wanted to say, first of all, I think that's so true. Mindy said that everything in this business is learned. You don't have to come into this knowing how to do this or that or being super fit. I mean, this business has given us our better fitness, better finances, more time with our families, more time with our friends. And so, you know, it's one of those things where once you're in and you just kind of put one foot in front of the other, you know, day by day, and you can't let any of us down. It's your business to do what you want to do with it, and we all fully realize that, and everyone's kind of at a different place in their fitness journey, a different place as far as fear, as far as, you know, how they feel about themselves. Everyone's at a different place, and we fully understand that, because all of us, when we came in, we're at different places. So I just wanted to say, you know, if you guys feel like you have questions, you know, we understand, of course, so message that person that invited you to this group. So of course you guys know, just, you know, even within this group, just click on our faces and you can go right to our inbox message to ask any questions, or if you feel that you're ready to enroll and you're ready to join us, you know, one of us, whoever invited you to this group, then of course let us know, because we will give you the specific instructions of how to join our teams, and then we can get you started. So make sure that you don't hesitate on that, because, you know, it's such a great time right now to join this business. It is exploding. Mm-hmm. It's exploding. And, you know, I have some people that will say, well, I want to wait until I'm more fit, or I want to wait until this, or I want to wait until that. And, you know, I think all of us can agree that by getting into this business, we got even more fit. We were more likely to stay on track with our eating and our workouts and just everything, because it's now a part of what we do. It's a part of our business. So yeah, so just, you know, inbox message us if you have any questions, or if you just feel like, let's do this. Like, let's get started. Let's get ready to roll. So we will give you exact step-by-step instructions of how to join, and it's really quite simple. I think that was it. Mindy, did you have anything else?
I was just going to finish out and say, first of all, thank you for being a part, whether you're watching this live or a little bit later. I just want to say, first of all, thanks for being on and considering this opportunity. We had nothing, not to sound like the grandpa that walked up the road, you know, uphill both ways to school and back with like a hole in his shoe. But I mean, we had none of this. And like, we think all the time, oh my gosh, if I had had a system, how much faster I could have ran. If I had just known how to build my confidence and understand that it's the journey that people fall in love with, not your perfect size 2 body and like, here's a perfect size 2. Anyway, that girl must never have wine. But the whole point is, it's the journey is part of the process. And everywhere I've gone, every person I've met that I've talked to, even about fitness, whether it's about this business or not, everybody wants to look better. Everybody wants to feel better. Like Jen talked about being confident in her own little tiny skin. I mean, it's like, seriously though, it's like what this can do for you is far more than money. It's far more than, you know, finally maybe getting in the shape that you want. And I just want to use this time, you guys, just to push yourself into trying it if that's what you want to do. We have a really cool gift card. That's fun to be a part of, but we're willing to spend that money because we believe this is so important and the opportunity is so amazing that only if we had known in the beginning, I think we would have moved so much faster. Don't you agree? I mean, we would have like ran for so much more. So just in closing, I want to say thanks for being on. Thanks for giving us your time. And I think that's actually Shalene right now being mad at us because we didn't let her on here, which, by the way, that's just one of those things. But anyway, please let us know any questions. And if you're like watching this later, we're still going to be on. We want you to message us. We want you to, you know, just type in your questions here and we're going to answer you. Thank you again for being on. Girls, anything else you want to say?
I think that's it.
Thanks.
Oh, no!